We begin this part of the course by answering the question of, what is CSS anyway? For our purposes, CSS is a web technology that depends on and controls the appearance of HTML documents. Because CSS is dependent on HTML, CSS is said to be a progressive enhancement to HTML documents. This means that even if a browser did not support CSS, the end user would still get the opportunity to experience the content of that website in some way. In general, when we discuss how the end user experiences our website, we are talking about the presentation layer of web architecture. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the technologies that we utilize to design engaging interactive websites. HTML provides the structure, or the bones of our pages. CSS provides the appearance, or skin, for the HTML. And JavaScript provides behavior by manipulating both HTML and CSS depending on user interaction. Altogether, this combination of technologies is known as DHTML, and it allows us to create drop-down menus like the one we saw in the finished project, as well as animation and many other things. Not only does CSS give us the ability to change the appearance of our documents on the web, it also gives us control over how that document would print out or be presented to someone using an audio screen reading device. And that basically sums up what CSS does and where it falls in the grand scheme of things. So let's go ahead and focus a little bit more and examine what CSS stands for. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, with the style sheets referring to a collection of formatting information that controls the appearance of specific elements. These sheets are composed of rules, which are individual statements that can affect various and specific HTML elements and can be referenced over and over again, not only on a single page, but also across an entire website. Because we can define lots of different rules for a lot of our different HTML elements, we sometimes get conflicting rules that are being applied to the same element. So how do we figure out which rules get applied and which rules don't? Well, that's handled by the cascading part of our cascading style sheet. The cascade refers to a series of steps that browsers use to determine which rule wins. We will investigate this cascade in an upcoming movie a little bit further. Now actually, that's a lot of information just flying at you very, very quickly, so take some time to absorb that. If you need to, go ahead and supplement this movie with a quick internet search of these various items that I've mentioned along the way. Overall, because this is a web technology, there's going to be more to it than just what I talked about. We will be investigating what all there is to CSS, however, we don't talk much about the other aspects of the presentation layer and how those things can interact. So at this point, we can summarize our answer to the question of what is CSS down to a single sentence. Cascading Style Sheets refers to a companion web technology to HTML that sets style information and controls the appearance of HTML in different devices. And for our current purposes, that definition will do just fine.